All right, we are back with a part two of our interview with Ann Marsen. This is from a continuation from last week's show. Ann Marsen, we are back with a that's making sure that we're live. This is a continuation of where we left off from last week. Ann Marsen, of course, is the star of the indie film Girl Walk All Day, which came out in 2011. Also, she had a reoccurring role on the TV show The Good Wife. She played a small role on that. Now, what I would like to do is continue on and discuss different parts where well, basically, try to make sure everyone knows who Anne is. There were some questions as to who she actually was. I hope that everyone enjoys what we're doing here, and we're going to try to expand this into a regular Monday night thing, basically at this time every Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Anne on, and there she is. Hello.
Hi,
So how are you doing this evening?
we are doing very well.
And who is that?
This is Hollywood. He's also doubles as a scarf.
Does he keep you nice and warm?
Yes. Hey, Hollywood.
So how long will he stay there?
Let's start the timer. All right, this is a
Looks
quick
like he's
one.
getting away. Oh, there he goes. Okay.
You never know. That's the fun of it. Could be 2 seconds. Could be 2 hours.
So basically, what I wanted to ask you was about your how you started off when you were younger. What made you originally you started off with ballet? Is that correct? That's where you're when you were a child, when you were much younger. That's where you actually began. Was actually taking ballet classes. Was that the first thing you actually did?
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of like the oddball ballet dancer, but that was like I thought that I was born to be a ballerina. Like I didn't realize I had any choice in the matter. I just knew. Well, okay, so I have 3 older brothers, and my mom would take them to dance classes, even though that's not what they wanted to be doing. But I remember being in the studio and like looking through the crack of a door, and I just saw like really pretty ballerinas, and I remember I was like very young. I must have been like, I thought you can't have memories before 4 years old, but I've heard people can actually. I started ballet when I was like 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really young. That's
Yeah.
could you actually I mean, I can't imagine children that should actually be able to learn ballet at that age. I mean, is it
It's not real ballet. Like I've even taught class, like I've taught 2-year-olds dance, and it's basically a lot of like pretend you're like an animal, like pretend you're a frog, and you just like run around the room like you're bonkers, and like now everybody walk on your toes. Like it's kind of like more fun than like a actual dance class. It's like called creative movement. But once you start getting the kids like making like elegant arm shapes, and it's ballet, I guess.
so I mean, as far as like the children there, is it mostly girls or are there a lot of boys in the class? Were your brothers, did they actually take ballet as well, or how did that work?
If they did, I would pay to see that. I know they took like tap dance, which they're usually more males doing that. But I hear that some ballet schools have a tough time getting boys to join, even if they give them a full scholarship. Even if the school is free, they have trouble getting boy ballerinas.
Is that what they're called, ballerinas? I always thought that was for women. I thought that was a term reserved strictly for women.
Well, it's not called ballerinos.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if there's like a fancy name for a male ball.
So and then basically from there, I mean, was this something that you chose yourself? I mean, or is this something that maybe was suggested by your parents? Did they encourage you to do this?
Well, my mom really wanted me, like, she was a performer herself. And I think when she saw that I was like naturally gravitating towards ballet, she was like really excited and maybe got a little carried away. Because like over time, as I got older, it became more like pressure. Or, you know, kind of like, hey, like this girl, she became a prima ballerina by the time she was 16. Like, like, you know, sometimes it wasn't so obvious, and I think I might have blocked some things out. But oh, I think my boyfriend's playing a video game. He says
Oh.
Cyberpunk 2077 sucks. But I wonder what he's playing right now. So yeah, with ballet, I don't exactly remember what the question was.
Well,
But
was this something that was encouraged by your mother? We were talking about that, or did you just? It sounds like it was encouraged by your mother, and it was something that you inspired to do at the same time. And but it also seemed like there was some pressure in there as well, is what you're saying. You're kind of pressured into doing this.
yeah, so like I said, it started naturally. I genuinely was like mesmerized by dance, and then I auditioned for this school called the School of American Ballet. It's one of the top ballet schools in the world. And I got in. I was like 8 years old, and I got a full scholarship. A bunch of mostly rich white kids, and me, the Pokemon loving, um, you know, listening to System of a Down. Not at 8, a couple of years later. Like, I didn't quite fit in, but I remember being so proud when I got in. I think like I never prayed when I was younger, but I might have prayed that night when I was going to hear the decision that I'd get in. And then as I got older, like, you know, things are nice and sweet and innocent when you're young in a environment like that. But if the real goal is like who's going to be the best, like very competitive, like that just became more and more obvious each year. And I think my mom felt the pressure of that competition too. Whereas I was like, the whole reason I got into this is because it, you know, of the magic of it. I don't like this this like kind of catty like not being happy for one another. Yeah, they're just the competitive spirit.
So the competition was not something that you didn't. It didn't worry you, but basically you just wanted to dance. Was there a lot of was it the other people there, as far as the other people that were in your group, were they highly competitive? Was there a lot of that, or was it was it more like some people were like you know, not really worrying about it?
I think that, you know, it wasn't so explicitly talked about, but that it's kind of like you just felt it in the air. Like, I don't know if like when you're playing a game that has like higher level players in the room, I don't know the terms, but like you can just feel like that tension. And yeah, the parents would kind of look at you like sizing you up.
Wow.
Yeah, this is really weird. Like, I'm glad I survived it, and I mean, I feel like I'm thriving with what I did get from it. Like I'm able to still have these like, badass lines, and like it's just like in my body, like it got downloaded. um, but uh, I don't, I remember like there being like maybe two other kids that I felt like I could confide in. But even they, like, I remember one year, like this girl was like my best friend. We were hanging out all the time, laughing, and then she just like crossed over to the dark side the next year. Like, I had gotten left back a level, and it was like since I got left back, she didn't want to talk to me anymore.
Oh. Has there been any communication since that time?
No, like when I was young, I felt very hurt about it. Just like someone who used to be your best bud, like won't even like look at you when you pass in the hallway.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Um, yeah, it like without getting like too gossipy about this, like if I ever do like run into some of the girls that were like pretty mean to me, like kind of see them online because of mutual friends or whatever. I kind of see what they're doing with their lives, and I'm like, I'm really happy with the paths that I've taken. Like, I didn't want to be like a prima ballerina. I wanted to mix many different styles of dance all together, and music coming soon to a reality near you.
Is that yeah,
Yeah.
okay. No, no, let me ask you about about other forms of dance when you were young that you did. Was there anything else that you really liked?
I
Or
mean,
let me say, let me rephrase that. Not necessarily that you liked, but you actually tried and at the same time to see where you're going with this.
um, I was doing tap dance, excuse me, and jazz, which is like really instead of like kind of graceful arms, it's very sharp and
Okay.
like more attitude. Um, you've heard of jazz hands.
Yeah.
Ballet hands are like this.
Can,
um,
can you use those to applause?
which ones?
Oh, is that how it would be? Okay.
Yeah, so I was doing that even when I got accepted into the School of American Ballet. But I I was like, I bet like a year later, I just like probably saw some hip hop dance on TV and was like, that I want to be doing that.
How old were
Um,
you when how old were you when when you saw that?
I think around 9 or 10, and I didn't really get a chance to do it until I was like 11 or 12. Um, and it was we might have talked about this last week. I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but it was very tough to go to these hip hop classes for me because I was so stuck. Like it's kind of like your body gets stuck moving like this when it's time to dance, and hip hop is like aggressive. Like I was like, yeah, like you're supposed to get like low and loose, and ballet is very like tense, and they both have their like really cool aspects of them. But I remember being like, why can't I move like that? I almost wished I hadn't done ballet so I could move like just be a blank slate.
I get you. I get you. And how long did the transition for that take? I mean, obviously you're so programmed, so to speak, for the other moves. I mean, how long did it take you to make that transition?
It took kind of a while for me. I mean, I remember still feeling that kind of, I've got this like trying to shake off ballet. even when I was like 14 or 15. I don't think I really felt like I can like really identify as a hip hop dancer until I was like 20.
Oh, okay. So it's like a decade. It took you about roughly. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
And I think it would have happened a lot faster if I hadn't done so much ballet.
Hmm.
But now I'm very glad I did all that ballet because I can do both.
Now, as far as I know this it doesn't seem like it went anywhere, but you said you did tap as well, right? Did that go anywhere, or did that help you with what you're doing now?
Um, I definitely had some really awesome tap moments in my life. It's like it's the one that is the most like connected to rhythm. Um, I don't know how much I can show in a video, like if you can see the floor very well here, but like it's kind of like stomping around a lot and like kind of fast, fancy footwork. Doing it right now and knowing that a lot of your viewers are gamers, it reminds me of like it's like all these kind of combos, and it's much cooler if you have the taps, the metal pieces on the. It's one on the toe area and one on the heel.
Well, from here, it actually sounds like you're wearing them. That's yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite tap moves is called wings. My mom really loved this one too.
Well, that's pretty good.
And then I really liked this one where you travel back. I'm gonna hit the bed. Yeah, like that. Even right now, like I can feel how fun that is. And I add it in when I freestyle. Or now it really relates because people love shuffling. You know,
Shuffling.
shuffling is like every day I'm shuffling. Like people love this shit still. And if you're good at tap, like little kitty, it's a lot of like feet coordination. And I didn't warm up for this, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now.
Okay, for those who are just joining us right now, there's some questions in the chat asking what we're talking about. This is Ann Marsen. She's the star of the indie film. I'll repeat it again, Girl Walk All Day, that came out in 2011. And she what we're doing is we're discussing her career and what led up to her getting into the position that she's in today, what she's been doing. We're talking about her childhood experience and what led up to the dancing moves that she has today. So I hope that gets everyone caught up as what we're talking about. Now, as far as the shuffling and the tap, though, I mean, it didn't really contribute too much to what you do today, or did it? Do you think it did? Or
No, I think everything did. I feel like every conversation I had like has the potential to come up when I'm freestyling. Like I'll really just draw from like if I were to draw from right now, I'd see like your little cat icon there and be like, wait. Like it's like you get to the point where you can just use anything as inspiration. Like my sweater, like even just a word.
just anything. So basically, anything visually. Is it just visual, or anything? How about sound wise? If you hear something, you'll adjust to that. You'll start to dance to that as well. So, I mean, is it anything? I mean, how is that? How you basically describe yourself? As you see something and you can just automatically try to emulate that, or I'm not emulate. What's the word I'm looking for? Try to
like kind of embody it. Is that right?
Okay, and yeah, and so and I mean, so like if you're to go down, if you're walking down the street and you saw a car that was rusty and falling apart, would that inspire you to do something, or does it have to be something that's more has more beauty to it, like you were talking about the cat icon that I have on my screen?
You know, it kind of depends what mood I'm in or like what kind of topic has been on my mind. Um, but it all just kind of like when I'm really making a video, I feel like very connected to it. It's very in the moment. It's I could actually, can you pull up a clip like from my Instagram? I
Um,
send you the link.
yeah, go ahead and send me the link. I can definitely bring it up here. The
Like you talked about getting influenced from sound. You'll see how like I switch from the music playing in a grocery store and then something else comes on the speaker, and instead of pretending it didn't happen and keep dancing like I react.
okay,
You gotta try to hide it.
and for the most part, you don't. I mean, you don't just. It's not all the time though. So I mean, if you're food shopping, you hear a song. Do you actually just start dancing?
If I really like it, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, it's
Like
interesting.
you'll see in this thing, like that I just couldn't, like I just was really like I had to do it right then.
Okay. Well, we do have a question,
Mhm.
and it's from let's see, Saul Saul Bearcat. Excuse me, I couldn't see it very well. He asked, "How did we cross paths?" And he was asking a real question. And basically, I about a few months ago found the movie Girl Walk All Day. I just stumbled upon it because I was doing a search for something else, and I saw Anne in the video, and I was able to contact her, and she got back to me, and I asked her if she'd like to be interviewed, and she said, "Yeah." And it took about a month. It took about a couple months for us to actually get the whole thing worked out, but that's how we got this going. So, um, and in the process, we're trying to get something going where we can do this on a regular basis, having like a regular chat on Monday evenings. So if anyone else has any other questions, feel free to ask them. We'll try to answer them as the show goes on. Now, as far as I discussed this with you before we went on, and wanted to get your opinion on how you feel about I mean, this is kind of really going off topic from what we were discussing, but how do you feel about the 2020 coming to an end? What are your feelings about the year that we've gone through?
Um, I feel like a, I mean, I don't want to like speak from too much of a place of privilege because I know some people are getting really like hit hard by all of this. Like I've been doing my best to find like kind of the bright side of all this. Like I was already kind of working from home a lot, like editing videos. Sorry, I'm just like I want to tell my Instagram people about this, so I just made a little clip to tell them I'm doing this chat with you right now.
Okay.
Um, what?
Yeah, it's good. I'm just bringing up that link that you sent me. I'm trying to bring that up so we can display it.
Oh yeah, 2020. I haven't been hating on 2020 as much as other people. Like I hear on some radio show, you do radio, like they keep having this repeating thing like, so 2020 has basically been a flaming bag of like they're just assuming everyone had a bad 2020, and I'm sure a lot of people have, and people have lost people, and I've been going through grieving during this time. My mother passed away before the virus got, you know, hit over here. She got sick in July and passed away in August of 2019. So I've never grieved before, like somebody that was like a big part of my life. So this has kind of been, I kind of have wanted to be alone, and like, it's just, so I hear chaos can lead to big change, but we have to go through the chaos to get to the change part. And I'm hoping the changes will be very good. I think we've been needing a lot.
That's no. Let me ask you about the. I don't know if you want me to say where you're located at.
Yeah, that's fine.
You said you were in Miami, correct?
Yeah, I mentioned how I would play like a few minutes of Vice City when I was younger. Yeah.
Well, from what I understand about Florida, the restrictions are there's not very much as far as restrictions going on in Florida compared to like the rest of the country, like or certain parts of the country. I mean, Florida's been pretty much there's not hardly any restrictions at this point. Is that correct?
I'm, I think Miami is very different than my boyfriend must be playing a game. He just said, "Woohoo, I killed everybody." What is he playing? I lost it again. I'm getting better at this, but what did you say again?
Well, as the restrictions in Florida, from what I understand, are there's it's not as bad as in other parts of the country. Like California has gone through some extreme lockdowns. Like businesses are completely shut down in certain areas. From what I understand about Florida, it's actually not nearly as bad. In fact, a lot of the restrictions were lifted. Is that right? I mean, there were some, but it's like, are there any major restrictions that are hampering what you're doing right now?
It's hard to like compare it to other places because I don't know how other places are doing. Most people are wearing masks in public spaces. I am in kind of a metropolitan, lots of liberals. Like they call Miami the sixth borough of New York. There's a lot of New Yorkers in Miami. So
Is it what is it really, is it basically it does is it really affecting what you're doing though, is your life? I mean, that's all I'm asking because I've never talked to someone in Florida yet about that. I do have some with the work I do outside of YouTube, I do have people that are in Florida, but they never tell me about what's going on. So I was just curious if it really felt like it was really restrictive trying to get around and do things. What you're saying, it doesn't sound like it's too bad. The masks, you have the masks and everything. But you seem to be able to move freely around it. It's not really causing too much of a burden on you. Is that correct?
there are like gatherings I would really like to be going to, like to help with just my sanity. um, and I just like meeting new people and hanging out. Like I travel a lot before this and just kind of like meet strangers sometimes and like see where it leads to. um, check out my show. I hope Marsen doesn't go missing. Little plug.
And yeah, I'll provide what I'll do is
that right now. I'm not gonna do that right now. I could, and people are doing it. Somebody sent me a clip of some park in Miami, and people are just like doing the YMCA or some shit with no masks, real close to each other. It's like there'll be that, but then a restaurant nearby, wearing your masks, like following the rules.
So there are some restrictions as far as going to businesses and things like that. That's what I was curious about. Okay.
That's the main thing. But people are quite tired of the rules, and
is there any kind of unrest, like any kind of protests or anything that's going on as a result of that?
No protests. The touristy spots kind of have a lot of like young people just like pretending like it's 2019 springtime or something. Spring
Oh yeah,
break.
it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. I keep on forgetting how warm you are. So where you are, it's right here. It's pretty cold. I'm in the DC area. So
Yeah.
um, now what are you hoping for in 2021? Do you have anything that you're working? I mean, there's certain things you don't want to talk about, of course, that we're trying to get going here. But as far as anything else going on that you hope that will come forward in 2021 for you?
Yes, I am hoping to figure out how I can have like more like how do I explain this? Well, I want to have more of a well-oiled machine in terms of like I deliver a video once a month, or like I want to get more frequent with my releases. I want to feel more like vibrant online. Like there are times I feel like all this like there's so many kind of hurdles with trying to make a name for yourself online, but like I'm ready to like do this. Like I want to figure out how I can be interactive with the people that watch what I do. Like I see some influencers like respond to every little comment, and I'm like, if I do that, it takes away time from me creating. So it's like I want to find the balance where I feel like I'm responding to other people, but also like staying true to the messages I want to share. And
So
like, so I've been doing a weekly dance class and a weekly Twitch. And I just want to be releasing stuff and being online in like a good way more.
okay, and the links for all this, well, I will be putting this. They're not there right now, but I'll add these to the video description. Right now, there's nothing in the description while we're doing this live, but anybody that's coming to this later on, or well, I'll definitely add them to that. So if actually they're already in the previous interview I did last week, so you can always click on that. Um, Now, as far as I was able to bring up that video on your Instagram, and I was going to add that to see if we can bring this up here. Here we go. All right. Oh, let's see how this works here. Now, let me pause this for a second. I want to ask you, was this completely spontaneous? I can hear music in the background. Is it because is it in response to the music that's playing, or what is going on? Maybe you should describe everything that's going on for us.
Okay. It was Christmas Eve, and I assumed that the grocery store was going to be super crowded. So when it wasn't that crowded, I was like really relieved, and I could like get more into the holiday music. And you know, when there's lots of space in a grocery store and playing a song I like, I was feeling the moment. And I've been trying to practice what I preach more. Like sometimes I'll talk a lot about like, yeah, people should feel free to like dance how they want in public, but you know, I'm not doing it that much unless it's like I'm being filmed for a project. Then I will like go all out. But if it's, you know, I'm just like casually going to the store with my boyfriend, or like even just setting up a camera myself. It's like sometimes I don't want to ask my boyfriend to film me because it like takes away from our personal time. Like I don't want him to be like an Instagram boyfriend. Like there's like funny posts about this where you'll see like some like girl like posing in front of a nice scenery. and there's the boyfriend kind of like, oh, I gotta take this photo again. Like I only want to do it if we're like both like feeling like cool to do it. But yeah, I was feeling very balletic in that moment.
So let me, as far as the dance, is there anything specific about the dance move that you'd like to tell us, or is this? I mean,
wait till the end of this video. Wait, what happens?
Okay. Let me bring it up. Let me bring this a little bit.
Attention all team members. June in store support. Please return to customer service. June in store support. Please return.
What was they say? I couldn't make it out. What was
it? Like, June, report back to customer service immediately, or something.
Wasn't sure if they were coming after you or something. I couldn't imagine doing that.
I don't work there, but yeah, it was just a very abrupt, like.
Well, that's actually very nice. It was actually very nice. It was spontaneous dancing in a supermarket. Now, something we haven't touched on at all, and it's something that I know you want to discuss, is the hold on a second. I'm trying to bring up something up here. Okay. Is your comparison to Pharrell Williams and I'm sorry, Taylor Swift. Excuse me, I couldn't remember her name for a second there. You have made videos that say that they have taken things from you and copied your style. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as the I'm going to try to bring some of that up. As far as if you have a link, you can also send that to me while we're talking, so I can bring it up pretty quick. As far as I'm trying to play like a little bit of devil's advocate when we do this. Are you absolutely certain that they did this, or is this just high speculation? Now, basically, what's going on? I'll give it. I'll talk about it briefly, then you can fill in what I'm missing on this. When it came to the movie Girl Walk All Day from 2011, there are several moves that you say are heavily inspired, or heavily inspired the Pharrell Williams video Happy, and also there are several dance moves that I've seen Taylor Swift do in her videos that you show in a comparison video that show that you did this first, but actually she actually copied it from you. Are you saying with absolute certainty that this is happening, or is this mostly speculation?
There's no way for me to 100% know. And I see the possibilities very low that if it is going on, that it would be admitted. It's just like at a certain point, it's too many coincidences.
I see. I'm trying to bring hold on a second, and I'm in the process.
I think you could start with just the Pharrell one.
Okay, let me try to bring that up here. That's taking a second here. Hold on. Okay. No, that's not it. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I'm still trying to find this video. I should have had this queued up before, and I apologize here.
And I'm sending you the one I said I would send you.
Okay, here we go. I found it. I got it. Okay. Hold on a second. I got to bring it up to the other screen here. Okay, I'm going to mute the audio on this. Now, this is a video that you created yourself that shows the comparison.
Yeah, this is unlisted. Like, it's not really like a big secret because I made a different version of this. I just didn't ever release the full version, and I don't think we're going to watch the full version of this.
Right.
Yeah, let her rip.
I'm trying to cue it up right.
Or wait, no. Should we start with? No, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay, okay, here's a Taylor Swift comparison. Or should we, let me do well, I got that one queued up. So let me bring it up. Okay, here we go. Now this is for everyone to see. There we go. Whoops, I keep on bringing the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so the video on the left that we're watching right now is you. Oh, it jumps over there. Sorry. I thought I didn't realize it was going to be so quick. So here, this is going to the Girl Walk All Day video. Now, we'll get back to the Taylor Swift one. So basically, from this point, let's see what we got here. This is your comparison as to what you did in 2011, and like I said, I have the movie. Okay, here we go. There's the direct comparison. Oh, and you combined several at one time. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, if you want to just show the straight Pharrell one, I can send you the link to that. But
well, we can talk about both. So I'm looking at this, and I'm definitely seeing a lot of similarities between the two videos. Yours is on the left, and then we have Taylor Swift on the right, and the same with when it comes to the Pharrell Williams stuff. Let's see. And I do agree that there's a lot of similarities to that. But I would venture to guess there's some people that are going to say, well, no, I don't think that's true. What would you say to those people?
Are your eyes working okay?
This is, I'm going to continue the, okay, no, I've seen this part of the video. I hate to admit this, but I have watched, I'm probably the only person in this planet that's probably watched all 24 hours of Happy. The same song looped over and over for 4 minutes, over and over. And I have seen the dance on the right. The young woman on the right, I don't really think she's that good of a dancer. I think she was just some random woman that just came out of, they had a whole bunch of random people.
I think that's Kelly Osbourne. She's famous.
Okay, well then I guess I'm wrong. Okay, I take that back then. She didn't seem like she was dancing that well though, in the scene. Hold on a second. Yeah, this one. That's her right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of another woman then. Most of the people that were in that 24 hours of Happy video were basically they did not look like they were professional dancers. Are you saying that she is a professional dancer? Because you have to pardon my ignorance about her.
I don't know much about her, but I don't know if there's anything else to say.
Okay, let me scroll a little ahead here. Okay, this is from Girl Walk All Day. Okay, this is obviously you. I actually like this scene right here. It's like you're losing it, and then you go back into normal again.
Glitching out.
Okay. Now, as far as people who are watching this, I like to hear people's opinion about what they think about this. Be honest, be nice as well. This is obviously. Now the video on the left, I'm not familiar with this one on the left. Which one is this? Can you describe this one?
This is called Kitten of the Clouds. It's when I shifted from like my dark character into this rainbow butterfly character, like leaving darkness behind.
I see. Okay. Let me go ahead and play this. Okay, I'm going to say on this one, okay, that scene right there, not this one, right before I paused it. I don't see that that's really copying at that point. But a lot of the other ones, I do see that there could be some copying, but not that one. And the reason I say is because it looks like basically you have the snake on the right, but that's not really emulating you. Are you saying that they used a snake to copy you?
I'm saying that the shot going from like how I have the smoke in my mouth, like right here,
yeah,
and then I attack the screen, like not something you see in every music video.
Okay.
And that combined with all the other imagery, like the clouds and the butterfly stuff, it's a lot of like, I think what is a very big possibility is that when I made this Pharrell comparison video, that's the first thing I did, which got like 500,000 views, that I was still on the radar of who are, yeah, like creative directors. I don't know, people who like really drive the creative ideas of these big artists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you already knew there's this like very creative person putting their stuff online, and their stuff was good enough to be copied by Pharrell, why would you stop watching them? And I think that they would want to be less obvious about it, but that they would still get inspired.
I get you. No, I can actually relate in some way to this, and that's going to my YouTube channel. I've had, and this happens to me, it happens to a lot of people. I've had, what happened is people will watch the videos and I'll make a video showing something that no one has ever seen before. And I always try to give credit to who did it, whether it was me or someone else that I know in the Grand Theft Auto community. And I'll have there'll be a group of people, and it's usually people that don't speak English. They'll have these like Spanish speaking channels, and they'll copy everything I did, but they don't steal anything. But it's very blatant that they'll make like one video that shows like 4 or 5 things that I just demonstrated in a previous video, like very recently. It's very obvious that they were watching my video and copied it. No, I from what you're saying, it sounds very similar to what I go through with that. In the sense that it's blatantly obvious that there's someone there copying what you're doing. And as far as retaliation, is there any kind of retaliation when you try to bring this forward? I know you said the video got taken down, correct?
The parody video got the one where I copy Pharrell got taken down.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should show that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Back up now, but it took a while to get it back up, and my account was locked out for like 9 months.
But for just one video?
Yeah.
Okay. Because usually what they when YouTube usually doesn't go for more than like 6 months from what I remember.
Oh, it might have been like 2 other copyright things. This was before like YouTube got a lot more lenient with you can use people's music, but it just the music creators will get the money. You don't make any money off the video.
Right.
But back then it was more like more copyright strikes than it is these days.
Okay, so you're talking like probably back like closer to like 2012 or so, 2013.
No, this was like 2017, I think.
Really? Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Because okay, I got hit my own channel. I got hit by copyright claims back in 2008 or 2009, and that's when I was able to work out a deal with Take-Two Interactive to upload video games. I was able to contact the lawyers and get it all straightened out. But I thought they had changed it long since then. I didn't realize they were still doing that. All right. And as far as being able, you got the video restored, so it's fully watchable. But wasn't there something that happened afterwards that it's still available, correct? At this point? Yeah. And but the views dropped substantially, right?
Yeah, it was like there was all this momentum when I originally posted it. And then it got taken down, and I kept doing like appeals, and it would get taken down, and the momentum would creep up again, get taken down. And at a certain point it got taken down along with my account locked. And I decided, instead of like so it basically said, if you are so sure about appealing this that you're willing to go to court, then click this, and either your account's gonna come back up and the video's gonna go back up, or you're going to court possibly. I decided, instead of like clicking yeah, let's go right away, I decided to try to make it like a like I tried calling Sony Music and trying to get a real person on the phone. And I tried this over months because they kept saying like, oh, we'll take a message, maybe we'll call you back. Like they just kept blowing me off. And finally I reached a real person, and they didn't answer me either. This was like a vice president or something of Sony Music, legal or something like that. I made a whole video about this process. It's called Why Are Big Corporations So Protected? And when they didn't answer me, I decided to finally hit that button. This was many months later, and they gave me like some pop quiz thing. What game are you playing? What game are you playing?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, are you liking Cyberpunk more now?
Of course.
So they give me this like BS like pop quiz, like copywriting is bad, true or false. You could go to jail for like. I even got one of the questions wrong, and they still restored my account. And I kind of had like, I think if they took me to court, like how it like Pharrell like would have looked very silly to do that, like after what happened with the Happy video. I think you need to show this parody I made.
Yeah, I've got that queued up here. I was getting ready to show that. I wanted to say though, before you show this, that that's actually a pretty gutsy move to do that. I mean, most people would probably be pretty scared to go the full step on that, with all those legal threats that YouTube starts to throw at you at that point. I think the process you went through the appeal process, and you went through the second appeal process, and that's how you actually got it fully restored. And after that, it was like you've had no problems since, though, right?
I haven't had problems since. I think partly because there's like a whole library of songs that are okay to use. They can change their mind whenever they want, but I haven't been making controversial videos since then. Like, I haven't had any reason I wanted to, but I don't know if I make another controversial video and they have the ability to say you're using this song, even if I'm doing social commentary, or like, I don't know what they're capable of or not.
Yeah, I'd be very careful with that video on there, because they could come back after you again. I mean, just, obviously, I'm sure you know that. The other thing that I discussed there was when it came back, the views dropped though, right? Or it didn't. The views were the same. What I mean is, it didn't grow any further, right? It's kind of stagnated. It's kind of, it's just leveled out, so to speak. It doesn't grow anymore.
Right. So I was showing that with the corporate, like why the big corporations so protected video. I showed that in the end, like I show a graph of how there were all these spikes of the momentum really like starting to, like it was starting to go viral. Mm-hmm. And when like after the months had passed, the song wasn't as popular anymore. And I think all the algorithms also weren't like in favor of this video taking off. So it went from like doing this to like
leveling out. It's just kind of plateauing, or And how long was the video down for during that period? How long was it not available publicly?
I think like 9 months.
9 months total. So it was the whole 9 months. Okay. The reason I'm asking is because the reason it might have leveled out is because it was not public for so long. The way the YouTube videos work, it might be just because it wasn't available for. I have had videos where I make them private for a very long period of time, and then I make them public again, and they never go anywhere. I'm speculating that might be something related to that. Just the fact that it was just dead for so long, it just won't grow anymore, and YouTube won't promote it, obviously. So they don't want to. But anyway, I got that video queued up here, but I do have a small segment I wanted to ask you just before we go to that. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it up.
Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Like
So
1 minute. Yes.
okay. So basically, I'm interviewing Ann Marsen, and we're discussing right now. We're discussing the comparison videos that she's made, showing how Taylor Swift as well as Pharrell Williams have both emulated things that she's done, and we're trying to show a comparison between the two. Or she made the comparison. I'm just showing the video itself to see, what looks like, what was copied, and if in fact, what the opinion is about that. Now, I do remember reading that you're back. I do remember reading there was an article, and I don't have the link, but I remember it was within the past week or two. I remember reading an article, and they spoke to the person who created the album Girl Walk itself. And his response was, originally it was something to the effect that, yeah, maybe there's some similarity, but he wasn't sure. But then in the same paragraph, I can't remember the guy's name. I don't remember the person who
Greg Gillis.
Okay, yeah. And he said afterwards that, yeah, maybe there was some. So it was like almost like he said he wasn't sure, but then in the same sentence, he came back and said, yes, there was. So the album Girl Walk is what the movie, the indie film Girl Walk All Day was, it was a soundtrack for the movie. And so have you talked to him directly at all?
Not about this. I think there might be some element of his music is like comprised of using clips from, like, he's run into copyright issues. I think, when you're saying this stuff, there's an element of like, am I going to get in trouble for agreeing with this or not? I don't know if that factored into.
Okay, so what you're saying is he might have been afraid to agree at first, and then later on he just decided, well, I'm just going to go for it and say yeah.
I can't really say for him, but there'll even be moments for myself where, like, I'm not even like believing in my own art, and I'm like, yeah, right, they're not, like, nobody's watching you. Like, but when I like just genuinely like realized how much time, like blood, sweat, and tears it took to come up with like these concepts and like this dance style, and then to see like a cheesy version of it coming out a little later, I think some things might be coincidences, but I think it's very, very possible I'm being watched.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty honest response there. I do like that. So. Okay, I'm going to bring up this. You tell me this scene right here. This is with you and Taylor Swift. This is just before the parody video. One second, I got to bring it up here. Where's my mouse? Give me a second here. I'm going to have 4 monitors and I can't. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so this scene right here. This is is this just because of the outfits at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think this jumping around stuff is a little hard. I think you should show more of the Pharrell stuff.
Okay. Well, I was going to show that. I wanted to show that parody video first. So let's look at that because this is right after. This is why I queued this up to show that. It should be coming in just a second here. Okay, here we go. So you want to give us some background on this?
So I have a mentor. And it's like, people make fun of life coaches, but I like a really great teacher, and he told me you should copy him, and then add my video, my comparison video after it. So I put this up, and this is the thing we were talking about earlier with the video getting taken down, and then me calling up trying to get it back up. I think just play it.
Okay, well, I don't think there's very much to this because it kind of jumps around. I'll play what I can show. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. I wasn't sure how much it was in there. No, I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with this song. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I'm honestly, you have to excuse my ignorance, but I'm not familiar with that song. In fact, I never heard it until I watched your video showing that. As far as the video itself, I assume it's pretty popular because I didn't bother looking it up before we did this. Um, the, uh, I mean, obviously it's just a joke video, so there's not really much we can talk about. But I would like to discuss the making of this video. Wasn't there a scene where you were actually it looked like you used a like a drone of some sort to grow?
Yeah, that was my first day. I had a drone.
And it rose up, and you were in the boat. Or is that another video I'm thinking of? I'm trying to find it in the queue here.
Oh, are you talking about the house drone shot?
There's one there, but I thought it was this one as well. You were in a small boat of some sort.
It should be there. Yeah, I think that's it right there.
Yeah, that one. But it was a side view, and it showed you from the side, not overhead.
Oh, that's towards the end. That's like when I went into the forest.
Okay, so it is part of the same video?
No,
right?
it's a different video.
Oh, okay. Okay, I misunderstood. Now, how long did this? I'm just curious, since we're talking about this, how long did this parody one take you to make?
It was pretty easy to make. Yeah, there wasn't much to the idea. I just drove out to a place in New Jersey that had a lake and rented a boat, and we hoped we would be able to learn the drone quickly enough. Batteries die pretty quickly with those things. And yes, so this video was like half of these kinds of shots, and then I showed the happy comparison. If you can scroll to like more shots from the happy stuff.
Sure. Is that before or after this? Do you remember?
It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, you should show this Nintendo one too. You just passed it like a minute before that.
Before, okay, gotcha. Am I going too far?
No, go a little faster.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay. You went too far, but you can start there. That's cool.
Okay. All right. So give us some context as to what we're looking at here.
It's coming up, but right now, like, so for my web show, I hope Anne doesn't go missing. I have a section where I reveal my diaries.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I meant what we're about to look at. I know
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're about to look at Nintendo. Came out with a new game for the Nintendo Switch. They were announcing it back in February, I believe, and their announcement. It's just, I mean, just look at the jacket she's wearing. Like yeah.
So, is this okay? No, that's everything. I gotta go ahead just a little bit more, right? Okay. Is it the scene with the ice cream cone? Is that what we're gonna look at here? Is that what we're about to talk?
It's not just the ice cream cone, but it's this.
Okay. Okay, so tell us. So basically, what are you leading up to on this one?
In Girl Walk, we have this shot where a guy's dancing in public, and he accidentally hits this like high maintenance girl's dessert drink, and it gets all over her and she's upset. And then this shot from the Nintendo thing, the dancing in public girl knocks over this ice cream, and the the fashionable girl here, she gets upset.
Okay.
Oh
So-
my god!
Hold a second. Let me go back. So that's what happened before that. Okay. Here we go. Let's just pause.
Right, Girl Walk happened in 2011, and this Nintendo ad was last year.
Right.
Or this year.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. And this scene right here, you were in this, but you were actually in it after this little. You came into this scene a little bit further on. So this is not really copying you per se. Just saying you're saying it's copying the movie in general or the film itself.
Right. When I made this comparison video originally, I called it like not only my portfolio, but like Ann Marsen, Jago and Kitten, and Friends portfolio, because a lot of these ideas, they come up as a collaborative effort. So I'm not saying it's just all me, it's everything I came, like I'm just kind of using me as an anchor with showing all these examples.
Gotcha. Okay, so and there was another scene right there where you're showing the comparison between same Nintendo commercial and this scene right here, right?
Right, like the expressions, the haircut, the baggy jacket, colorful, dancing through the streets, like not giving a fuck. Am I allowed to curse on this?
What was that last part? I missed that. Sorry.
I'm just saying that I am dancing really wild and free.
Okay.
And here, people love this jacket, I guess. This is from Pharrell's Happy video on the right.
Right. Okay. And okay. This is something. Okay, that's the guy we were talking about, right? Yeah. What's his name again? I'm sorry. I forgot what it was.
Greg Gillis.
Greg Gillis. Okay. Now, what explains to me what this video is right here, because I was looking for this one earlier. Is this this is taken from something where you're actually dancing live on stage? Is that correct?
Yeah, like this kind of stuff was just like this was. I called this video a new type of portfolio for artists. There's the jacket. I called this video like originally a new type of portfolio for artists living in the digital era. So there are some parts where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if they like knew I was like at this concert or not. Maybe they did, but isn't that crazy that, like it's still like I feel like what I'm doing is so cutting edge that it's like, hey, if you want to see like the new hottest thing that's gonna like come up in the next year or two, like keep watching what I'm doing.
So let me ask you about that video. Is there any way to where can anyone find that full length video on the internet where you're on stage like that? Is that available publicly, or is that something you have? This video right here, is that someone that can be found publicly?
I can send you the link. The video isn't all that, all about that, but yeah, I'll send you it.
That's fine. Well, I mean, I'd like to have the link of that, definitely. But I mean, as far as like what I'm also leading up to, is you're saying that that you might have you inspired that scene, right? And if it's not available publicly, how would they know unless they had attended it themselves, or they have some other video clip of it that was maybe someone was in the audience recording it separately? I mean, how if it's not, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't find this clip anywhere publicly. So it'd be kind of hard to make a claim of that if there's not a public image of it.
So yeah, this video itself is unlisted, and I'm not sure if this part I'm trying so much to like be pointing any fingers or whatever. I think it's very possible that this game, Nintendo Fuser, that they are like, they're familiar with Girl Talk, who mixes many different genres of music from different eras. That's what this game is. You play a DJ who's a mashup artist.
Okay.
I think they took the idea from Girl Talk.
Okay. So it's not
Girl Talk does put, like, you can find footage wherever you want of Girl Talk playing these huge festivals.
Right. So basically,
saw how I'm connected with Girl Talk. So I think the game is inspired by Girl Talk, and that this promo they made is inspired by Girl Walk.
Girl Walk. Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay. So Girl Talk is the name of this performance that you did, correct?
Girl Talk is the name of the DJ.
Oh. Okay. 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 Okay.
Girl Walk All Day, the dance film, uses the music of Girl Talk.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
it's like it's being playful with the name of, like, he's been around for a long time.
Gotcha. And what's that word at the end? Coachella? You have to. I'm not.
It's a really big music festival, sort of close to Los Angeles. Like every April around. Yes, this is the big music festival.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate you explaining that, because I'm just curious. If I don't know it, I'm assuming that probably a lot of people who are watching my video might not know it as well. So to give them a little idea as to what they're looking at, where that was. Is that something you attend do on a regular basis?
Like go and dance on the stage at Coachella.
Or I should say, well, I guess if it's an annual thing, do you do it annually? I mean, or that's what I guess the proper question would be.
I think for this kind of stuff, it's a bit wherever the wind takes me.
So how many times have you done this then? Is this the only time you did it? 2014?
I have danced on stage with Girl Talk maybe 3 or 4 times. He's been really nice to let me, you know, he'll like comp tickets for me when he can. Yeah, it's kind of like if I'm in the same city, because I travel a lot. I've lived in like 5 different cities by now. If I see that he's going to be nearby, I email him.
Oh, okay. I see. And it's not just Coachella then. That's basically what I'm saying. So you've only done the Coachella once, and that was 2014. And then you did like a few other times with him, is what you're saying, correct? The dance.
Sorry, what was the question? I just read one of the comments in the chat and it made me laugh.
Oh. Are all your future guests going to be intoxicated?
Are all your commenters gonna be haters from now on?
So Coachella is you've only done Coachella the one time, is what I'm saying, right? And I know you, and then you performed, because I think I might have missed that, and then you've danced with Girl Talk and at other times that were not part of the Coachella thing. Is that right?
I've danced with other artists. Not a what?
Basically, you only did the Coachella in 2014. You haven't done it any other time, excluding any other times you've danced publicly like this. The Coachella was only done once. Is that correct? You only did that once, and that was in 2014. You haven't done it any other time.
It wasn't like a like it wasn't even like a super planned thing. It was like I saw he was gonna be playing at Coachella, and like, you know, like I was able to go. Like it wasn't like I wasn't hired. It was just like it's just kind of a random occurrence. And I also danced with him last year at a comedy festival called what was it, like Cluster Fest.
Cluster Fest. Okay, I've
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Yeah, it's new, but it was really good.
Okay. All right. Now, is there anything else on there, the comparison videos, that you'd like to like me to show, or as far as I'm scrolling through the preview right there, is there anything else that you'd like to show or discuss concerning this? Not just the dance, not the Coachella, I mean, but in general, as far as what you perceive to be, you know, somebody copying what you're doing. Is there anything else on here that would you like to show or highlight?
Well, I guess like what else would you like, commenters, like people watching this, or use Zoom, like what do you want to know? Because like
I
there's
just
a
want.
lot I could talk about with this.
Well, I'm just curious as to you know, to go through. I wanted to go through this and, you know, break it down to show, you know, and that's why I'm asking you if there's anything else that you think would be relevant or important to show at this point, as to why you feel that this is, you know, something that was taken from you, or copied from you, I should say, not taken from you, but copied. Is there any other specific instance on here that you'd like me to show or talk about?
Sure. What? One moment. I'm like trying to pull up this stuff.
Let's see. There we go.
So I'm gonna like find in this video, because it's a little out of order right now. It's like a rough version. So if you go to minute, like around minute 7.
Okay.
No, a little earlier.
A little earlier.
Let's show also this clip from
Taylor Swift.
From Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
Go to minute 6.
Oh, minute 6.
He had a song. The video actually was a lot like Happy.
Okay. This it right here. See.
Yeah, a little before that.
Okay. Okay, that's. Do I need to go back further?
Oh, no, it's right here.
Okay. So what? Explain to me what you're saying. So basically, from Girl Walk All Day, the dancer on the left, he was one of the main character. He played one of the main characters in the film itself.
Yeah, John Doyle. He plays the creep, the skeleton dancer.
Right. And then with the video on the right, explain that if you can.
That is Justin Timberlake's music video for "Can't Stop the Feeling."
Okay.
It has a lot of similarities to "Girl Walk All Day," like this dancing under the bridge with a bunch of you know, just people that he found, like just kind of lay people, not professional dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to Pharrell here.
Now the scene on the left is a little different. I mean, he's in a church, it looks like, on the right, with a bunch of gospel singers. Okay, now this scene, okay, we're jumping out really fast here. Did you want to discuss that part with Pharrell right here?
You know, it's funny. People react differently to different things. There's a lot of people that are like, yeah, this part is totally like very similar.
Oh, it is. It is definitely similar. I just pointed out that the people in the background were definitely different in each one. Like from what I remember about watching the part on the left, you had actually in the movie, in the film, you had actually brought these women together so they could dance with you. Is that correct? Or not really dance with you, but be part of what you were doing there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And they in the film, is that all spontaneous? Were they random people that you just found when you were making the film, or how did that work exactly?
You're asking for secrets.
Oh, I get. Okay, that's cool. Well, anyway, the scene in the film, though, you clearly talk to the people, and that's when you do like your costume change to the outfit you're wearing right there. Um, the as I don't remember the women really doing much dancing, right? They just basically just like it's like raise their hands up a little bit, but they don't really and clap a little. I think. Let me see.
Yeah.
Not really clapping. Whatever they're doing, just yeah.
It's just kind of going like this.
Okay. I definitely see a similarity with that. Now you wanted to jump ahead to this one right here. Now this one is okay. The one on the left was done on the of Williamsburg Bridge, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And the one on the right, it looks like obviously somewhere inside a studio of some kind. Oh, that was quick. It goes too quick. Sorry. um Okay. And the guy on the left, he was from Girl Walk all day. What was he wasn't in very long though. He was only in for that short segment, right?
No, he's plays the gentleman. His name is Dio Maya, and he's a guy
No,
doing
no.
like
I'm,
contemporary dance throughout and tap dance too.
no, no, not I'm sorry, the scene we're at right now. This specific scene.
Oh,
I'm not
right now?
yeah,
Uh, yeah, this is a guy from my dance crew. His name is Kells.
Kels.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, that's what I meant. Sorry. What I remember about this scene is he goes up and taps somebody and then like that person dances.
yeah, spreading the dance fever.
Yeah. This was actually a pretty good scene actually. Okay. Um I definitely see a lot of similarities on this. And I'm not denying it for sure. I would like to get I'd
Here,
like
I'll give you like the short version right now.
okay.
So you just saw like some Shake It Off stuff, right?
Yeah.
Her music video Shake It Off.
Yes.
So that's kind of like she was already pretty famous, but when she made Shake It Off, I think it's like one of the most it might be the most viewed female music video like ever or something on YouTube. It's huge. Same thing with Pharrell, like his song was already on the radio, but it wasn't getting much radio play. He even says this in an interview with Oprah. The song wasn't like very well known until the music video. Like a music video can make a song or an artist like very popular. So after that Shake It Off era for Taylor Swift, then and also like myself, like being the quirky dancing girl, that was almost a character, like an expression. If you go to like around minute 2:15.
Okay. I'll cue that up. There we go. Okay. The bowling scene.
No, it's coming up right after that. So after that, like happy go lucky dancing girl, I went through some stuff in my life, and I decided to like really change the kind of image I was putting out. change my character.
Okay.
And that's this, if you play it.
Okay. Okay. Play it. So maybe you should go ahead and explain people what this is.
I don't think I need to explain it as much as you said. Like, let the video do the talking.
Okay. Is there music on this?
It doesn't matter too much. I'll say something if it's important.
Let's see. Radio. Okay, yeah, there is music there. Let's get back down. Okay.
So I had a project called I Hope Anne Doesn't Go Missing. And in 2016, I announced Anne is missing. And then the next year, Taylor has gone from this happy dancing girl to, oh, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. And we have kind of similar expressions, kind of scenes. It's not always the exact same moves, but it's kind of just the way we present ourselves. This is back to Girl Walk. It's like an attitude, blah, blah, blah. That's just
And yeah, so in this right here.
Keep going forward a little bit from there. I have a video where I talk about like what made Anne go missing, and she had a video why Taylor Swift disappeared.
Oh, and yours, okay, and this is separate from the previous one, right? Because yeah, you're 2017.
These are like various projects.
No, are these also available publicly for people to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's a clip where I'm dancing like a really like bitter, like I'm like playing this kind of sexed out character. And you know, doesn't this look very different than Shake It Off, Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
And then I'll be wearing something that's very unique, and lo and behold, she is wearing a similar thing. So there's all that stuff, and then if we jump, see, that's why this is the rough version of this video, because it's like not in a good order right now.
Gotcha.
If you go to minute, you know, back to the snake stuff around 1:35.
Okay.
So I decided after some time I was tired of being this dark, sexed out villain character, and I wanted to like turn the dial almost the complete other way and be really optimistic, almost like saccharine, like overly sweet, this rainbow butterfly, like everything, like never give up. That was the kind of message I wanted to embody. So
hold on, I gotta ask you about that scene right there. Let me jump back here. Right, it's coming up here in a second. Right here. Okay, now this one, the dates you mentioned on this are awfully close.
yeah.
That's it is. I mean, that there, to me, that's like way, I don't know. Usually when someone like Taylor Swift has something prepared, it's done ahead of time. Are you saying this was more spontaneous, spur of the moment for her? Because that's only 23 days apart there. I mean, I guess it is possible, of course, but I mean, you know, when someone who has that kind of celebrity status as she does, I mean, it seems like they would plan it out a little bit more, you know, it would be more planned out. And the fact that it's only 23 days apart, it, you know, it leads to the question of, well, do you think it really is, that might be just a coincidence at that point?
So here we're getting to like, it's tough to talk about it. Like when I signed the small print for stuff like using YouTube and all the other apps out there, I don't look very closely at what I'm agreeing to. I don't know if there's any way that it's possible that my private videos are able to be watched, or I don't want to get too crazy talking about this, but even if it's not crazy like that, if you go a little bit before that, I started releasing teasers that I was gonna start showing this rainbow butterfly character.
Actually, they, even if you have videos that are private or unlisted, they can see them. And the reason I'm saying, I know this for a fact, they can see them if you use their music in the video, they have access to it. Because they're obviously they're either monetizing it or tracking it, so they can see the video because they have the ability to, to do whatever whatever they want to do it. If they want to give you a copyright strike or they want to do that, yeah, they can see it. So,
well, my video that I made with this whole rainbow theme, rainbow butterfly, blah, 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 that didn't have any of Taylor Swift's music. So I don't think that would be the case for that one.
Okay.
But it was just like something, there's something weird. It feels like there's something weird going on. I think you should rewind and do the leading up stuff.
Okay. Do you have a specific minute, like where I should go to, or?
I think back to 135.
Oh, 135. Okay, gotcha.
Or
right here?
Yeah. So this is coming off of the dark, missing, old Taylor Swift is dead era. I want to switch it up completely. I love surprising people. I love doing what people think I'm not, they wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
So I made these teasers December.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, these are okay. I understand now. And is there something after this that corresponds? No, we're going back to this again. So it's not going to. Okay. So, well, let me ask you this. After going through all of this, I'm just curious, what do you want to happen as far as this goes? Do you think anybody would ever come forward and say, yeah, we saw this and we copied it? Obviously that I don't think that's going to happen, but what do you want to happen out of this?
I think that would be a really ideally that's the kind of world we would live in, that someone could just be like, yeah, it's we made a mistake and didn't give any credit to this artist, but now we're gonna that would be ideal. But I'm actually making a different version of all this to make the message more clear, because you saw it's all over the place a bit. I want, my work right now, I'm really proud of what I'm making, but the way the algorithms are set up, not many people are seeing what I'm doing. It's the people that see it love it, but it's not getting out there. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of videos out there that are doing all they can. They don't care if it's quality. They just want they want the views, they want the likes, and I want people to see my stuff, but I'm not gonna make cheesy stuff or gimmicky stuff just to get people to watch it. And I think we're kind of in a dangerous, a time of how do we want to proceed? Because things are becoming more and more digital, and we have automatic. Do we want these people that have all this money and just want to keep like having all the money, like kind of controlling like like the direction of creativity. Like I'm like a big artist. Like let's say I'm this big artist and I want to stay famous and relevant, but I'm not coming up with any good ideas right now. I can easily go to some like edgy like some lesser known artists. I can just see what they're up to and get inspired. And okay, like I think when I do become a big artist, I might get inspired, but I'm not going to like keep watching the same person and keep getting inspired. And if it were to come up, I would absolutely give credit where it was due. I love sharing, like, yeah, we all collaborated on this together, and like I get like an artist wanting their name to be like like happy Pharrell, like that just makes it simple, easy to remember. But I want people, like, besides like just wanting people to see what I'm doing so I can keep making more stuff, is like there's this kind of bigger idea of I think that some people will think that only big artists can be creative. Like there are little kids that like love these big artists. Like I remember loving the Spice Girls. If you told me the Spice Girls did anything shady, I would have been like heartbroken. I'm kind of like getting rambly here, but I'm just saying that this is a hard thing to be like wanting to bring up a conversation about. But I believe there is an inequality in terms of creativity and artists. Like you saw with the Pharrell video that it was very easy for them to take down my video while it was starting to go viral. But if I want to say like, hey, like Pharrell's got this stuff that looks very similar to what me and my friends have done, they can just be like, nope. Like it's very easy for them to deny it.
Right. They're in a position that's higher up. They have the money, they have the power to keep you from doing what you express what you're trying to get across, is what you're basically saying.
What was that last part you mean?
Because they're in a position of power, and they have the money to do so, they're able to keep you from expressing what you're trying to get across. They're keeping you from exposing them, so to speak, in what they're doing.
They are very protected. Like you'll even hear like interviews about how Taylor Swift like is very protective of her image. And it's like, of course, Pharrell like took this idea. When you're at that level, like you can't possibly be in tune like with the creative railroad tracks. Like you can't be connected at that level when you're worrying about your reputation and your money. Like I came up with these ideas when I was like, having a hard time financially and like waiting for a bus that was an hour late. Like, you don't have time to like mull over these ideas when you're at that level. Like you can't be very creative when you're protecting yourself. And somebody might argue that like this is not the right time to be talking about this because we've got all this COVID stuff going on. But I think this is a core of like our society, creativity. Like a lot of people are too afraid to like express them, like to be creative, to like try out making that project they've been thinking about. Like sometimes like they think they themselves can't be creative, and that only these like gods and goddesses of like the art world, or pop world, only they can be the creative ones. And I think that that we miss out on a lot of people that art might not be their main thing, but I think if more people could realize that, yeah, the person that's sitting next to you at the coffee shop might be more creative than this big artist, like that would make people feel like, oh, I could be very, very creative as well.
Mm-hmm.
This got very rambly. Did any of that like?
I understand. No, I understand what you're saying. Well, let me ask you, as far as how where do you think you'll be able to achieve the convince to get to the level where you can show more people? You're basically, what you want to do is you want to get to a higher position, so to speak, so that people can see that, yeah, this is, there's some copying going on, and you want to be able, do you think you'll ever be able to get to that level? Do you have a goal set to do that, or do you have do you think that's going to be, is that achievable, I guess is the right word?
I don't know. I want to release a version of this video, like I said, that is more potent, and I want to try to get people with digital news publications to write about what I just said, and I don't know if it can lead to anything. I don't know if algorithms can suppress the video, or like any shadow banning could go, like, I don't know, but I feel like I don't have much to lose by trying to get this out there. Maybe like a couple weeks.
Okay. No, I'm just curious, how you plan to. I just was wondering how you hope that this will be accomplished. That's the primary thing. The so basically, you're going to you are you going to make a full length final video that will demonstrate this eventually, or how far are you with that? Because I remember watching most of that, and was it mostly complete at that point?
That was kind of like putting in like most of the examples that were even like a little close. Like I want to make a much shorter version. I don't want to give too much away, but I am planning on making a parody video, and it's going to be like Weird Al style. And instead of it's going to be a parody of Shake It Off, and it's going to be called, that's all for now.
Yeah, we don't want to go too far there. What would you say to someone that says, and I would relate this to maybe a personal experience I've had in the past of my own, getting over a bad relationship, so to speak, tying this up, making this seem like this is itself a bad relationship. You're focusing. What would you say to somebody that says you're focusing way too much energy on that? Like if you had a bad relationship you're trying to get over, you're focusing way too much energy on that instead of trying to focus on the more positive things in your life and your career to move you forward. What would you say to someone that says, well, why don't you just not worry about it and just try to move forward and see if you can advance your own career in other ways? Do you have an answer?
I've had this kind of question before. Someone said like, what would you be creating if none of this was going on? And it is going on, and I'm finding a way to creatively process it and address it instead of ignoring it. I think things will just get worse if people don't speak up, where big artists can just be kind of like being like a lamprey eel on a like a starving artist, and just like just use their ideas for their own. There'll just be less and less protection if people don't speak up.
Are you saying that you're doing this for, you're not doing it just for yourself then, or and for everyone else, if who's in the same position that you consider yourself to be in?
I am doing this partly for myself, and yes, for other lesser known artists that this might already have happened to, is happening to, will happen to. I know a lot of times I get scared about pursuing this. So I feel like if I'm scared, and I'm a pretty brave person, and they're like, the stereotype of artists is that they're shy.
Mhm.
I'm just seeing my sweater here. Yeah, they're shy, and like if like I don't do it, like I don't know if as like I want to be part of the people that speak up.
Do you have anyone else that you've spoken to that this is that's in a similar situation to you?
If you look up the song "This Is America" by Childish Gambino, there's a track by an artist, much lesser known artist, but a great artist named Jace Harley. He has a song called "American Pharaoh," and if you listen to it, they must have heard his song, whoever was involved with making that.
So similar to, I don't know if you know about this, the song, by Huey Lewis and the News. You want a new drug? Are you familiar with that song from the 1980s?
What is it?
I want a new drug. I'm sorry. I want a new drug by Huey Lewis and the News. And what happened was when the song for Ghostbusters came out, by who sang Ghostbusters? I can't remember who sang Ghostbusters, but basically, if you play them back to back, you can clearly hear it's the same song. And so Huey Lewis sued was it Ray Parker Jr.? I think it's Ray Parker Jr. He sued him, or at least the label companies did, and there was a settlement that was not disclosed, and so it's basically the idea is that he did copy that song, but they were able to Ray Parker Jr. did copy Huey Lewis's song, and that's what you're saying in this case, but they were able to prove it because he has the backing to do that, and they're in a more powerful position. But this other person you're talking about, which I've not heard of, does not, is what you're saying. He's in a lesser position.
Right. Pharrell got sued by Marvin Gaye's estate, and Marvin Gaye's estate won like $7 million or something for the song "Blurred Lines." I'm not famous. I'm not rich, and I'm not dead. Like, why wouldn't, well, like here's another like just kind of related example. My friend has a friend who owns a drive-in movie theater, and recently this guy who owns the drive-in movie theater sued Taylor Swift's people because there's a Taylor Swift music video recently that features his drive-in movie theater. They just snuck in and took some shots featuring the place, and they didn't ask for any permission. They didn't pay or anything. Like how hard would it have been to like, hey, can we use your thing? Like, it's like taking as much as you can and seeing what you can get away with. And just back to the other thing you were saying, I don't want this to take over my life. Like, if it can lead more people to seeing what I'm doing, like my videos that aren't about this, and hopefully like get some people, you know, like on my Patreon, like to support so I can keep making more stuff. Especially now, like during this COVID times, and like, I mean, I don't want to turn this into a charity thing, but it's very rough for me. Like, I really want to get stuff out, and it's very difficult right now because I need to worry about like being financially healthy. Like if this can, like, it's just like I want to make this thing, see if it can lead to anything, and then move on. Like get this out of the way. I feel like when I released some of this video before, the people who saw it reacted very strongly. They're like, oh, they're doing it again. But with the way the algorithms are now, it's like I don't really know what it takes to make something go viral, but it's very different than 10 years ago when Girl Walk went like semi-viral.
And viral.
I think in this day and age, you need like other people to shoot it out for you, which is why I appreciate so much you sharing my work with your audience.
Yeah.
I hope that some of you guys are like enjoying this.
As far as the are you worried about any kind of legal backlash as far as like, do you have any like you're talking about like, you know, financial costs right now, you know, you're trying to make ends meet. Do you have a lawyer that could help you in any way?
I've been talking to a lawyer about this. It sounds like it would really be an uphill battle to like for this to lead to anything. It'd be long and drawn out. And I'm like, I just read some article about the choreographer of Beyonce's Single Ladies. Like even he is having a hard time like getting a copyright on his very like precise movement. And it costs like at least $4,000 to get your movement notated, like kind of like music note. There's like a version for notating dance. I just learned about this. But yeah, I don't have $4,000. And as far as like being worried about myself getting sued, I don't know how it works to sue a broke person.
No, I mean the legal. I wouldn't. I don't think you'd go so far to sue them. I guess I didn't even think about that. I'm just thinking more along the lines of.
People have said like, why don't you sue them?
Okay.
And I like, looked into it kind of almost more out of curiosity. I don't know if I want to be known like to be known as that's the girl who sued Taylor Swift. I don't know if I want to like I don't know if I want to get like tied up that like that would be like kind of like taking over my life. But I do want to make this parody that is called.
Yeah, we'll let you know when it becomes available. What my question about the lawyer though is also in the sense of I understand the suing part, but what about like legal protection? I mean, because you have been uploading their songs and they have taken your videos down. Are you worried about any kind of legal backlash in that way? Like they may come after you because of that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you sue somebody who's broke?
Well, sometimes they don't care.
But what can they get out of you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how that would work exactly, but
I really like at this point, I feel like I don't have much to lose.
I understand. All right. Well, I I would like to discuss this further. Get some more information, maybe in an upcoming episode that we're going to do.
Yeah, I need to start heading out, but is there any last stuff you want to?
No, I was just gonna say, well, as far as that, I mean, I'd like to get more information before we discuss it again. Before we discuss, get more details about it, so that we have more of a. I think we're kind of like just scratching the surface almost a little bit. We discussed. I think there's more into this, and if we get some more background in from this, I think it might work a little better. As far as any kind of avenues you've gone to try to see what you can do about pursuing anything that you're talking about. But we can discuss that later. I'd like to go ahead and just we can go ahead and wrap everything up here. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap everything up here?
I hope everyone's doing okay during this crazy holiday season. And I hope that people do something fun on New Year's. I'll be having my dance class, which is going to be more like a dance party on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If anybody's feeling adventurous and spontaneous, I think come to my dance party class.
Okay, where is that again? I'm sorry.
Over Zoom. You can find it in my link. If you go to annmarsen.com, and at the top you'll see Zoom links, or Zoom classes rather. If you click on that, you'll be able to see the link in there.
Okay, and when this video is done, I'll post all the links in the video description. So, all right. Well, we're going to try to do this on a regular basis, and the show will usually take place sometime. It'll start between 8:30 and 9 o'clock on Monday evenings. And until next week, everybody, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.